Hey, what's up guys, this is Sapphire5 here, and recently I did an unboxing video of my Chase Sapphire Preferred, and I figured I might as well do a comparison video on why I chose that one over the more expensive Chase Sapphire Reserve, which is also a really fantastic travel card by Chase. So the decision to choose whether the Preferred over the Reserve is really important. It's mainly because of one of the new rules that Chase has implemented recently, and that is the 1 Sapphire rule and the 48-month sign-up bonus rule, where you can only own one Sapphire card at a time, and you can only get the sign-up bonus if you had not gotten the sign-up bonus previously within the last 48 months. So let's start off this comparison video with what is exactly the same for both. So both of them come with a 50,000 point sign-up bonus after $4,000 of spend within the first 3 months of account opening. Now don't let that high minimum spend scare you. I actually just did a video on how you can easily hit those high minimum spends via plastic. The link to that video will be in the description down below and also at the end of this video, so definitely don't miss out on such a great sign-up bonus because of the high minimum spend. And another feature is that they both have a 1-to-1 point transfer. That means each point that you earn is worth at least 1 cent. You can also transfer it out to transfer partners, so you can get actually more value than just 1 cent per point if you do so. And right here on the screen are all the transfer partners through airlines and hotels that you can transfer your ultimate reward points to. And then if you were to rent a car, this offers primary CDW, so you don't have to worry about putting your regular insurance on the line if you were to be in an accident. And this also allows you to waive the more expensive and confusing rental insurance that's offered directly with the rental company. And then you also get access to Chase's Travel Concierge 24/7. And then you have some of the regular protections that you expect from this kind of card, like travel accident and cancellation insurance, extended warranty, purchase protection. There's no foreign transaction fees on this, which is to be expected since this is a travel card, so that's really nice. And then for something that's a little bit less used, maybe VIP access to certain events, and of course this is a metal card, so you get that premium feel to it for both of these. And one of the main things I look for is downgradability, so both of these are able to be downgraded if you don't find the annual fee worth it, to no annual fee cards like the Freedom, which I have already done a video on, the Freedom Unlimited, or just the regular Sapphire card, but I wouldn't recommend transfer to that one because that one doesn't really give you very much rewards. Okay, so now that we've gone over what is the same with both of these cards, let's go ahead and see how the Reserve stands out from the Preferred and whether those really justify the $450 annual fee. For me, it didn't. So the Preferred comes with a $95 annual fee, but for the first year it's waived. So right now it's in my first year, so I'm not paying anything to own this travel card, so it's really nice. Just kind of try it out, and if I don't like it, I can always downgrade to a no annual fee card. And then the type of Visa service that it comes with are also different. The Preferred has the Visa Signature, and then the Reserve has the Visa Infinite. But even though the Visa Infinite technically comes with more perks than the Signature, but all of those benefits already come packed with the Reserve anyway, so the Infinite feature doesn't really add additional benefits. But the biggest factor in the Visa Infinite is the fact that its minimum approving balance has to be at least $10,000. So if you don't have any previous credit cards with a balance anywhere close to that, you probably are not going to be able to get approved for the Chase Sapphire Reserve. While both of these cards have additional multipliers in the travel and dining category, the multiplier for the Chase Sapphire Preferred is 2x and it's 3x for the Reserve. And then there's an additional travel multiplier if you were to book flights and hotels through Chase's portal, and this is powered by Kayak. So if you already use Kayak, you're not going to get any significant extra value out of this. So the value really comes in with the additional multiplier. So with the Chase Sapphire Preferred, the UR points are now worth 25% more, so 1.25 cents per point, whereas on the Reserve it's worth 1.5 cents per point if you were to book through Chase's travel portal. While this may seem really attractive at first to have a better multiplier with the Reserve, but you have to think, when are you actually going to start booking flights or hotels through Chase's portal? And that's if you want to go economy. Otherwise, if you're trying to look for more luxurious experiences like first class or business class, the Chase's portal doesn't really give you very good value at all. You're better off just transferring your UR points to transfer partners, and at that point it's pretty much equal because the Chase Sapphire Preferred transfers at the same rate as the Chase Sapphire Reserve to transfer partners. And then if you wanted to add an authorized user to, for example, help you hit that minimum spend for that sign-up bonus, it's completely free for the first one for the preferred, but it costs $75 each for the reserve. Now let's talk about some additional travel benefits to the reserve that try to offset that $450 annual fee. And the first of which is a $300 travel credit. So if you were to spend towards the travel category, then you'll be reimbursed up to that $300. But meanwhile, if you don't surpass that $300, you're not earning any kind of 3x multiplier on your traveling. That's something to keep in mind. And then another perk is global entry or TSA pre-check, which you can renew every 4 years, basically with $100. But then again, this isn't that worthwhile because there's actually another no annual fee card that offers this. So you're not really getting too much value if you wanted to go through this process. And also, for those of you who don't know, getting qualified for global entry is a really long and gruesome process. You have to actually go to like one of their offices to be interviewed and yada yada. So it's up to you. It's really only worthwhile if you travel a lot to really have this perk. And then the final perk would be having the Priority Pass Select membership, so you can get access to certain lounges at airports. But personally, I don't find this particularly useful just because I would either have to go to the airport a lot earlier than I would normally to go to this lounge, or if I land, to stay later in the airport. So I personally can't really see myself using this perk too much, so I don't really think that helps justify the additional cost. So my decision to get the preferred over the reserve was really based on my needs. I personally am not going to be a frequent flyer, at least at this point. So right now, that $95 and waived annual fee for the first year makes a lot more sense to me. Now, I know there's a lot of people who try to justify the $450 annual fee for the reserve by saying, well, that $300 travel credit will offset it to get an effective annual fee of $150. But you have to think that's like saying I'm going to pay my $300 I could use anywhere only to buy gift cards, or in this case just traveling. So that's really not something that helps offset that annual fee. It's the rest of the card perks like the 3x in dining and travel, and then also the additional multiplier if you were to book through Chase's portal, and then the priority pass access, and then maybe the TSA pre-check lower entry credit. If you think that would actually offset the $450 fee, then okay, go for it. But you also have to remember that you're still paying $450 out of pocket when you get this card right up front, because the other stuff is stuff that you get reimbursed later. So you need to be able to shell out that money up front to get that reserve. And then another thing to consider is if you don't have too much of a credit history, especially if you don't even have another card with Chase, you're probably not going to get approved for the reserve. And you also have to take into account the minimum approval limit is $10,000. If you only have credit cards with limits around $1,000 or something, you most likely will not get approved. So I'm not bashing the reserve by any means. I think it's a really great travel card. I just want to educate you on what those benefits are and whether it's really worth that $450 annual fee. Personally, I can recommend the preferred to pretty much anyone. It's much easier to get approved. I personally was approved with a little bit over 1 year of credit history and a little bit above a 700 credit score, and I had previously owned the Freedom card for about 2 months when I applied for this. So I think it's definitely easier to get the preferred if you already have a Chase card. So I definitely recommend first getting the Freedom card. I really did a video on that. If you're interested, click the link in the description or at the end of this video. But I really think the preferred is really great for the occasional travel, or just somebody who's very budget conscious and maybe wants to just try out how much traveling they want to do before they actually know. And since the first annual fee is waived, so you can just try it out a year, and if it doesn't make sense for you, then you can just downgrade to the Freedom card. When you have built up a stronger credit history or have more liquidated assets and become a frequent traveler, then I think the reserve is definitely something you can consider. But otherwise, you just want a first travel card, I highly recommend the Chase Sapphire Preferred. If you're interested in getting that 50,000 point sign-up bonus for the preferred, please consider using the link down below to apply. It'll greatly help me out. And if you're looking for strategies on how to hit that $4,000 minimum spend to get that sign-up bonus, you can go ahead and check out my video on how I'm going to be doing it. The link will be in the description and also at the end of this video. Thank you for watching this video. If you found it helpful, please give it a like. It'd be greatly appreciated. And make sure to subscribe to my channel, Skyforce95, if you haven't already, to get more content like this. Or if you're watching this on Amazon, head over to my channel URL right here, or just search it up on YouTube, Skyforce95. There you'll see a bunch of my product reviews and unboxings. Feel free to browse, or if you want to search for something specific, just hit that search field. That'll do it for this video. This is Skyforce95. Thanks for watching.